Good Saturday morning, everybody. It's time with John and Gumby. So, how are things going for you guys? I think here we've had a pretty good week. As you can see, I didn't get my hair cut because I refused to wait in line for 2 hours for a haircut. And let's just be honest, what does it matter? 36 days of 10,000 steps or more. I found out that if I get in here by 6:15, get my steps in, it's a lot easier to do it. So I'm just working out that routine, right? Just keeping that marching, moving forward. Speaking of marching and moving forward, we've had a pretty good week of working with our congressional representatives. Let's see, I think we talked to King this week. We talked to Loebsack, and we talked to Ernst this week. Some really exciting news is that Loebsack tweeted out and put it out there public on his page that he's in favor of support for our industry. So that's really cool, and it was really fun. So I don't know if any of you guys follow the CIT Facebook page, but you'll see there's something on there about a tweet that Kim put out. So we were talking with Lopez's office yesterday, and one of the questions came up, and it was like, "So, are you guys going to go to a restaurant?" And Kim goes like, "Well, I kind of asked John on a date, but he hasn't answered me yet." So comes over to me and he says, "Hey, so what do you think?" And I said, "Well, I said, I was in DC and I was wearing a mask, and there's the social side of it just didn't feel fun. So I go, I'm not really I'm not excited about it. It doesn't seem fun. So conversation went on for a while and stuff like that, and he kind of challenged me. There'll be more to the story. I'll get to it a little bit later, but he kind of challenged me. He said, "You know what? If you take Kim on a date," he goes, "I'll promise to keep taking your calls." And again, I'll finish that story a little bit later and stuff. But so anyway, so that was what I've been telling my friends is that my congressman made me go out to dinner Friday night. So that's what we did. But no, Kim and I had a good time, and it was fun. It was weird, but it was fun. So, all right, the name of this video is Thank You, Iowa City. And the reason I have to say thank you to Iowa City is, unfortunately, we are going to need to move out of that market. So I think early this week or late last week, the guys got everything moved over from there. So I just need a time to just kind of talk about Iowa City and thank some of those. So first of all, let's start with a thank you. The people that work out of Iowa City, we have Penny, Kevin, George, Tabitha, Renee, Brenda, Ibrahim, and Dan, right? And they have all been really great, critical people that have helped us do what we're trying to do over there. Kind of the history of Iowa City was in 2010. We started with the Regina School District or public Catholic school there, and we started doing our school transportation. And actually, let me look at my list. Brenda, which I don't know, if you know her or not, but Brenda worked for me years ago in the Ames school bus operation, and literally when we got the Regina opportunity, she moved over there and helped me get that set up and get that going. So she was critical on that and developing the routes and things like that. So Brenda was there from the get-go. Tabitha was one of the school drivers, bus drivers from the very get-go, and George was one of the school bus drivers from the very get-go when we did it. I think we ran 6 or 7 routes out of Iowa City there for a while. In 2014, we added on the Hawks Ridge apartment complex shuttle, and then in 2017, we added on the quarters apartment shuttle contract. Unfortunately, things came in, some things left us and stuff. The Regina school side, we kind of purposely left that. It was just getting too hard to manage. It was growing too much and more than we had facilities and had the ability to do. So, and then the apartment side, it's just, what happens is these different investment groups come in, buy the apartment, and the first thing they want to do is cut costs. So, I mean, that's just the way that game goes. You know that going into it and stuff. So unfortunately, and I get it too, right, with this pandemic, and they don't know what's going on with their revenue lines and things like that. We were kind of a kind of an easy thing to cut out. So I get it. It doesn't surprise me at all. And it's there. So again, we just need to really thank that team over there and what they've done for us and how they've held on. So um, I wish you all the best. I hope things work out well for you, and I'm sorry that we couldn't do more for you. So that kind of brings me to the tail end of my story, right? So we're talking to Loebsack, right? And he represents the Iowa City area. And I said, well, Congressman, I'm gonna tell you something, but when I tell you this, you got to promise that you're gonna take my calls, right? And he's like, well, okay, this sounds a little weird, but okay, whatever. I said, well, I'm gonna announce it Saturday to everybody in my team, but we're gonna have to close that Iowa City location. And so I go, realistically, I'm not an employer in your constituency group anymore. And there's really no reason to do it. So his promise to me was if I took Kim on a date Friday night, he would continue to take our calls. And I think what's really fun is that what's happened is that Kim and I have been able to develop a rapport with some of these people now, right? And it seems like it's picking up some steam. Now, I don't know what's going to become of it, but so far, and where's my list? But so far, Grassley has signed on that there needs to be something to help the motor coach industry and spoken to Mnuchin and who's it? Is it Powell? Is that the Federal Reserve person? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But Grassley's spoken about it. Ernst has done it. King has done it. And Loebsack has done it. So realistically, 4 of our 6 Iowa federal representatives are engaged in and having conversations with and encouraging people of in positions of authority to give consideration to our industry. So that's been nice, and I'm hoping what will become of that. I don't know. Everything we're hearing from the Ernst office is that probably don't expect anything out of Congress until the second week of June and so forth. So if you guys have been emailing and calling their offices, thank you. I know we're hitting them up, we're emailing them a couple times a week and trying to get a meeting with them or a discussion with them about once every 2 weeks and stuff. And again, it feels like it's doing. I've said to a lot of my colleagues all over, if every state would get the majority of their Congress people signed on to this program, like we have in Iowa, we wouldn't be having this discussion. It'd be done already and stuff. But it's going. So if you've been doing stuff, keep putting on the pressure. If you haven't, I invite you and challenge you to maybe think about moving outside your comfort zone and try to put that pressure on and stuff. And let's see. Who knows? Maybe we can get all 6 of our delegates engaged and they can talk to the neighboring states and we can just get this growing and growing and growing. Because I mean, you kind of hate to say it, but it's literally, to really make a significant difference in this industry in regards to its viability, it literally may take an act of Congress, right? Congress is the one that kind of shut us down, so they're probably going to have to be the ones to help us out on that stuff. So that's kind of the update of where we are. The people that are here on the PPP, we've got some projects going. Hannah's been building. We're still working on shelves. We did the parts room. Now we're actually doing another area. We're going to move all the office supplies up over in there. Dan Ankerbrown's been going nuts on the detailing of the equipment, and Jaquie and Ashley are working on the dispatching operations and trying to create more efficiencies on there. Tim and Taylor and Mike. I'm actually going to go there right after this video. I haven't seen it for a week, but they've been busy cutting trees down in Des Moines, so we're getting that place all cleaned up and cleared out. Unfortunately, I think it was Taylor and Tim moved us out, and Dan moved us out of Iowa City. So I mean, things are plugging along here. Kyle figured out what that gremlin was in 133. So for future reference, don't when you jump start one of these new motor coaches. Apparently, with the computers in those new motor coaches, when you go to jumpstart it, you have to be very careful on the protocols that you go through, because apparently what happened is that we reflashed the brain box or something like that. I don't know. So I think Amy and Kyle are going to put some guidance out on that, but it just ended up being one of those, it ended up literally being just some kind of electrical gremlin that caused problems in the brain of the bus and stuff. So yeah, he fought for that thing for, doggone, I think 2 weeks, right? And stuff like that. So ABC came here, and through tech support, they did all warranty work, no cost to us. They did all warranty work and completed all service bulletins on our Von Hool school bus, our motor coaches. So those things are set to go. And yeah, so we're just kind of plugging along here. So I hope things are going well. If you haven't stopped and done it, hug your kids today. I'm actually surprised. I'm expecting Jonah to be hopping up here pretty soon and stuff. So I was hoping to get the video done before he ran up here and stuff. But take some time with your family. Enjoy your kids. Enjoy this time. I think I'm going to have to break down and do my gardening and lawn work this weekend because none of you guys are coming to do it. So, but that's okay. You've been busy. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day.